Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be another renovation extension update, so if you want to see a little bit more then keep watching. So if you haven't seen any of my videos before, I'm Charlotte, I'm 32, I'm mum to 3, and we are currently undergoing a big extension to our family home. This is the second extension that we've done to our house. The first one was much smaller and we've lived here for over 7 years now. So it's been a long journey to get it where we want it to be. I've been trying to catch up with these updates, and as it stands now we are at the end of week 16 and loads has changed. So I just thought I would walk you around and show you everything, and I hope that you enjoy it. So I'm going to switch around and show you what's changed so far. So we're at the front of the house at the moment, and I guess like the first obvious change, because nothing's really changed up here, is over here. It's also looking a little bit neater as well at the moment, which is nice. We've still got the electrical nooses going on, but I think that this all needs linking up with the rest of the house at some point, so we just avoid those. But the biggest change here is obviously the door. Now I'll try and link down below what colour we went for. We arranged this through our builders, so they have loads of preferred contractors and they send them over to us, and then we can pick. It's just like a simpler way of doing it, and obviously we know that those contractors come well recommended. It's already dirty though because so much goes on all the time. But yeah, we went for this one with obviously a frosted glass. I really like this green shade. It matches what I painted my front door of our house at the side at the moment anyway. I painted it Frenchic Wild Sage, which is a paint that you can use on your PVC doors, and it's lasted really well, but we just can't afford to replace that at the moment because there are bigger priorities, and it still works just fine. But this is our utility room, and it has a wall now. Now the utility room only has light coming through here really. It will be having spotlights going in the ceiling, so there will be lots of light in here, but it is considerably darker now the walls are up, but we expected that anyway. This is kind of the place where we keep a lot of the stuff because it's sort of out of the way. We have bits of plumbing stuff. We've got our downstairs toilet and cloakroom type sink, that got our current stuff needed replacing anyway, but it's filthy now, so we decided to upgrade that at the same time as doing everything else. These are our kitchen tiles. They are the Siren ones from Tops Tiles. This is the shade Linen, which is a off-white really. I really like them. My idea for these is that I want them to have a scalloped edge along the top. That's what I'm hoping for anyway, and I think it'll be possible, so I'm really excited about them. They were quite expensive for what they are, so we went for cheaper options everywhere else. So that's those. Mugs, all sorts, saws. This is what the garage is looking like now. These two blocks of wood here and here are just holding the frame together while it sets. But there's going to be an internal fire door here to access the garage. Call it a garage. It's kind of just a storage space now, but it's ample enough for what we use it for, and we can still access it from the door there. So if we want to get a lawnmower or any stuff out there, then we can do easily, and we can also come through here. Let me stand this way, I'll show you. The main reason why we wanted the utility space here is that we just felt it'd be really useful for as our family grows up. If we've been somewhere and the kids are really muddy, come through this entrance, take all your muddy stuff off and stick it in the wash, or we won't have carpet or anywhere, we'll contain the dirt in here. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, that's where the fridge freezer is going to be. And then we're going to have washer dryer, so condenser dryer, so it doesn't need to go out anywhere. And then we're going to have storage cupboards at the top, and then a big storage unit at the side here to keep things like the hoover, mops, buckets, dustpan and brush type things in. We finalised the design for that on Wednesday. We'd already done the design months and months ago, but we just went through it, and I'll leave that on screen now if you want, and I will show some colour options that we've gone for as well. So we went with a much cheaper cupboard, and we went for laminate in here because it's not like the focus, like the kitchen is, for example, and that's how we wanted to save our money. We didn't want to spend too much on a room that is essentially just for like washing clothes and keeping clean and stuff in, so that was a lot cheaper. So we've gone for like ivory units, a laminate like wood effect worktop that is similar to the floor that we're having, and yeah, it's just going to be like cheap and cheerful but hopefully very pretty. And then we're going to have metro tiles along the back in this one with white grout, just to keep it nice and bright. So that's that. Yeah, I'm really excited about this. We're also planning to in the future get a dog, and this space is like good for like bringing dogs back in from walks, because he can come in, or she, I don't know what we're going to get yet, come in from the back door or come in from the front if we've been on a walk, and go straight in here and get cleaned up, because we're going to have a sink and stuff. So I think it's going to work really well, and I'm dead pleased with it. It's like a really good space. I'm very excited, I'm sure you can tell. This is the downstairs space now, and one of the things that you'll notice is that it's been plasterboarded up here and over the steel work a little bit as well, so it's already looking like a lot brighter. It's going to be completed, like plasterboarded and skimmed and everything, this week coming up on Monday. There's a lot happening this week, and I'll run through that in a second. You can see that the wooden partition wall that creates the cave in there is still up, and you can see here now, like, we've got the visible wall type space. We are hoping to use this new area as like a living room play area for the kids. We want it to be really like open and comfortable, so everyone can go in and out as they please and have like fun. We want there to be like plenty of space to like play and be silly and run around and do puzzles and games and that kind of thing. And then in the new space, the kitchen is going to be mainly where it is already, but just updated, more storage, a lot like bigger, and the island's like running that way. And then this space here, we're going to have like a dining area, I think, just because we feel like that is going to flow better, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited. I don't know whether to fill you in about the kitchen like by just staring at this or sit down and run you through it, so I think I'm going to run you through it. One sec. So I'm sat down now, but what is happening next week is, I'm a bit intimidated about it, to be honest. I want to be positive about this because it's such an amazing experience, but there are like ups and downs to having this sort of work done. Of course there are, because it is quite like disruptive to daily life and that kind of thing. But next week, as well as this all being plastered and sorted out, that wall is coming down, our kitchen is coming out, and then it's going to be plastered and sorted out in there. The electrics are going to be sorted out in there and moved around, the lights are going to be like put in, that kind of thing. And then I don't know if the floor is coming up, I'm not really sure how it's working, but it's just going to be all systems go, really intense. And at the same time, I think that they might possibly be knocking through to the side as well. So yeah, I'm slightly terrified. It's also the week that Mark goes back to work after being furloughed for 3 weeks. So he's still working from home, so he'll be in our bedroom. We can't come in any of this space or the kitchen while the builders are working. So we're just gonna kind of be living in the living room, which is going to be interesting. But we will make it work. We will make it work, and it's such an amazing like thing to be able to do that I'm just trying to stay positive, but I am a little bit stressed out. The mum in me is a bit stressed out. In terms of food and stuff, we're just going to try and like eat like cold stuff during the day, eat breakfast before the builders get here, and then we can get out of the way. Our current fridge is a standalone one. It's a second-hand Smeg that is on its last legs, but we can at least unplug it and move it, which is good. And then my mum, bless her, has offered to like do food in the evenings, which is really kind of her. And obviously we can make it work at home, and I can cook meals. Like once I know what the situation is going to be like, then I will do that as well. It's just like the unknown, like we don't really know what we're going to be able to do in this area. Like if we need to nip into the kitchen, can we? I'm not sure yet, because of like it's completely different having it done now as opposed to, I guess, what you would do if it wasn't locked down, because there's no social distancing to worry about. And we probably at this stage would have moved in with my mum and dad for a little bit just so they could crack on and do it easily without any disruption to the kids, but it's just not possible. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. One other thing that I want to tell you before I show you everything else is flooring. So we have something called LVT in our hallway at the moment. We had it put down a couple of years ago. I think I was pregnant with Stan, so maybe 2.5 years ago, something like that. And we went with a brand called Levanto, which is very similar to Cardine and things like that, but just a bit cheaper and still really well recommended. So we went with the shade like Country Oak. Love it, looks really nice. And then when it came to doing this space, our floor fitter also supplies the same type. Sorry, I've got arm ache. I'm going to put you down like this for a second. Yeah, he supplies Levanto as well, and said that he could actually match it if we wanted to stay with that, and it would save us a lot of money, because obviously with any flooring like that they have to put a screed down to level the floor, and it takes like quite a lot of time. You have to wait for it to set, and we wanted that flow through the house. So we could either spend a load of money on getting a different type of flooring that would like flow through all of the like downstairs area from the hallway onwards, or follow that flooring on because it's still in really good condition. So we've decided to do that. Now it's probably a little bit darker than what we would have gone for if we like had the world as our oyster, but I think sometimes with extensions you just kind of have to remember that like it's a floor, or it's a toilet, or it's just this, because in the grand scheme of things you don't have to spend hundreds of thousands of pounds to get a nice home that's going to make you happy, it's like safe and lovely to live in. Thought the door was going to slam them, it's not, it's the wind. So that's one decision that we've made. So again, I'll like show you a photo of that here, like what we're going to carry on, and I'm really pleased because it has saved us quite a lot of money. And yeah, now I will show you around the rest of the space. So one thing that I realised is that last time we updated we didn't have a lantern light, so I'm going to show you that properly now. So this is the lantern, and it's going to look daft at the moment because the camera's going to like readjust itself because it's so bright. But when we had our architect ages ago, he suggested having something like this because he asked us what our priorities were, and one of the things we were really interested in was like having it light and bright, because the back of this house, because we used to have the conservatory, which by the way, can you see here where Elsa is? See this line? This is where the conservatory used to be, and that's where it ended. So we reused these foundations, and that's where we like used to have a bench in front of the conservatory, if that makes sense. So all of this, like we've not actually come out that much further, if you can see what I mean, but the conservatory blocked all of the light coming into the kitchen because it went into there, and then we had like a window and a door, but it was just really dark in the kitchen, and we had another window here going into that like area where we used to have the sofa and the table and stuff, but it was always really dark, so we wanted light. And he suggested this, and you know when you like you look at something and you think, okay, that's a really good idea, we'll go with that. We didn't really even think that much about it. We considered like different options in terms of budget and stuff, but this seemed to be like the right thing for us. And now it's here, I didn't realise quite how much I would appreciate it. The amount of light that comes into here, like bearing in mind that it's pretty grey out there, like there's bits of blue sky and sunshine coming out now and again, but it's just so light and bright, and that's obviously when this is down, it's going to flow into that space as well, and I'm so chuffed with it. And then another thing that's happened, Elsa is modelling them for you, is that we have bifolds now. Excuse the wind, storms are coming, I don't know if you can see, but we went for these in anthracite in the end because the general consensus is just they're a little bit more modern, easy to keep clean, and I absolutely love them. They've still got all the tape on. But another thing that we decided to do was go for magnetic blinds that are inside the glass, so it means that they stay clean, the kids can't play with any like blind like cables and stuff, it's a lot safer, and they're really easy to change. You can like open them up a bit so you get some light in, but you can have privacy really easily. So we were really pleased about these. We didn't even realise they existed until we finalised the order of the bifold. So yeah, that's what they look like. So now I've come upstairs. I've not actually been up here in ages because our builders accidentally took our ladders with them. We have like a set of old ladders that my grandma gave me, so that's what I used to climb up. They took them for a little bit, and then it's just been so busy that we've not come up, but we're gonna have a look together. So let me turn you around. So as always, that's where I've come up from, and this is partially knocked through, so you can see, you see here, like that's how thick it used to be, and we've already taken down that half, so it's easier to get through. So right on the other side of here now is our half landing. This hasn't been plasterboarded yet, and the ceiling has, however none of it's been skimmed, and this bit is still to be plasterboarded. It's been left for now because obviously there's going to be some damage caused when this happens. And then through here, this is like the door to our bedroom, so open that up, and then this is like our room in full. Plug up sockets, like the window again. I really love how deep the window sills are. They're a lot deeper than ones that we've already got, so I feel like you can put like little trinkets and stuff on them, which will be nice. But this, I'm hoping it'll adjust a bit because it's really dark in here because there's no electricity yet, but this is our bathroom, and this is the one thing that Mark wanted. This was more his domain, to be honest. I wasn't that fussed about a bathroom. I don't know if it's just me, but I was more bothered about the kitchen to be honest. But it's one of those defogging lights, so it mirrors, but it has a light round it, and it like defogs so you can like shave or whatever. And you see this little round thing here, that's the button that turns it on, but obviously there's no electricity in here yet. We went for simple Metro tiles again, like subway tiles with like a mid-grey grout, and then this was from a local supplier, so nothing's like properly working yet. It's all plumbed in, but there's no water access. But we just went for something really simple. I'm just going to try and jazz it up with accessories. And this is my loo. This is the first time I've seen this actually, so that's all been plumbed in now. But obviously this bit needs boarding up and stuff as well. And yeah, it's like really grimy and dirty though. I have fun cleaning this. So that's where that is. And there's loads of space. I'm really like, I always thought this was going to be really small, but it's not. It's like a really spacious little ensuite, if that makes sense. So you can see like how big my feet are in comparison. It's like, it's nice, I'm impressed. This is our towel rail. We went for anthracite just because they seem a little bit more modern. It kind of ties in with the grey grout, and apparently these are better with like heat conduction, like they warm your towels quicker, that kind of thing. So that's all plumbed in as well. And then this is our shower, so it's 1,000 by 1,000. Like, so it's like metre squared basically, and we've just got one of these pull handles. Mark only wanted a shower head like this rather than one of the rainfall ones because he thinks it's got like better pressure, and the guy at the bathroom shop actually agreed with us, so that's what we've gone for in here. And this is like, it's really big. It's bigger than what I thought it would be again. I'm really chuffed with this, and that's that. And then quickly through here is just our bedroom still, so nothing's really changed. We've got a radiator, I've got the light fitting for that, and then we're just waiting for like the second rounds of electrics, and there's just stuff everywhere. Stuff everywhere. We've got some spare tiles. We're going for the same tiles in the utility that we are in the bathroom, just because you can bulk buy them and save money that way, so that's what we've gone for. And we got those from a local supplier, and they are Caro Metro, if you're wondering, but most places sell these and they do a really good deal as well. So that is them, and then that is kind of it really. So I think that's everything that I've got to show you. I'm getting really excited now. It still feels like something that isn't really happening to us, like it's something that would happen to other people. I keep saying that, but it really does. Like, I can't believe it, and I'm really excited. Oh, one thing that I've got to mention, if you like to follow like interior stuff day to day, I've set up a home account, so it's at Charlotte Taylor Home. It's on Instagram, so if you want to follow me over there you can do. I'll leave it linked down below, and I will just share things bit by bit rather than like just in videos, so it just depends how you prefer to catch up, because I get asked about the house a lot, so I'm trying to show you whatever I can. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you're all safe and well and doing okay, and I will update you all very soon. Bye.